Hello, kindergarten. It is Mrs. Shivani from the Syracuse Academy of Science and Citizenship. Whoa, I am excited for today's math lesson. We have worked so hard to understand numbers 1 through 10, and we've worked on counting them, we've worked on sorting them, we've worked on arranging them in different ways and understanding that this number of objects we counted doesn't change if we just change the arrangement of it. So we put them in columns and towers and rows, right? And circles on bracelets, and we learned that that number doesn't change just because we arranged it a different way. So now with all of this knowledge, we are ready to start doing some story problems. And I'm excited because story problems are some of my favorite parts of math. So we're going to act out a few stories today. And when I say stories, I mean we're going to say something like, I had 3 apples, and then my dad gave me 4 broccoli. How many food do I have? How many food items do I have all together? That's what I mean by story problems. So we're going to work really on the concept of adding, which I'm excited about. We're just going to kind of introduce it today, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it next math lesson. All right, so we'll start off with a quick fluency game. Then we will get into our application problem. We will do our story problems. We will talk about what we learned, and then you'll do your exit ticket for the day. So same schedule as always for math. Here we go. Module 1, lesson 28. I can act out a result unknown story problem. I think you guys are gonna like it. All right, let's begin with this silly wet dog counting game. So we're only gonna do this one time, and we'll do it quick, but it will be a lot of fun. So we're going to pick a number, and then we're going to pretend like we're a wet dog counting to that number. So you know when a dog jumps in a pool or in a pond or in a creek or something and they get wet, they kind of shake off when they're done. We're going to pretend like we're doing that, but we're going to count as we're doing it. So let's stop counting at the number 7. We are very good at counting from 1 through 10 and stopping at 10, but let's see if we can stop at 7. We're gonna pretend like we're a wet dog counting along the way, okay? So we're a dog, we jumped into the water, we get out, and we're gonna shake off and count to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stop. Do you feel a little dizzy? Take a deep breath. That was fun. Okay, let's do our application problem now. Let's draw a bracelet with 10 beads. Okay, so count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and we closed our path here so that no beads fall off our bracelet, which is good. Now, if I were to say, count my beads again, just to be sure I did 10, because I make mistakes a lot, and I might have not drawn 10 beads. If I told you to count your beads, or the beads, and then I'm also counting the beads, do you think we would have the same counting path? Probably not. We're different people, so we're probably going to pick a different bead to start at. Doesn't matter where we start counting if we're in a circle like this. No, it doesn't matter, as long as we know where we started and where we're going to stop, right? So you don't make that mistake like I always make, right? So let's say we're going to put a little marker here. Let's just double check. That's a fancy pen. We're going to stop counting right there, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 beads. Now you might have started counting over here and stopped counting there, and your counting path would be different. That's fine, as long as you know where you started and stopped. Okay, let's move on to our concept development now. And this is such a fun one. Okay. Once upon a time, there were some lovely children on a path in the village. There were 10 kids on the path. See, on each one of these squares, or they might be rectangles, huh? It's kind of hard to tell. There are 10 kids on the path. The children are walking to a party. On the way, 5 of them got really tired and they had to sit down. So how many kids are on the path now? 5. I see that there is 1 kid in front of each number here. And so that tells me that there are 5 total kids right here on the path, and 5 kids are off the path. 5 and 5, 10. 10 kids are still walking to the party, but 5 are on the path and 5 are off the path. Okay, so after they rested, they got back on the path. But then, oh no, 2 kids had to stop to tie their shoe. That happens sometimes, right? It happens in the gym a lot. You have to stop and tie your shoe. So how many kids are off the path? 2. How many kids are on the path? 8. 8. And 2 makes 10. 8 and 2 makes 10. Okay, let's do another one. So finally, the kids tied their shoes. They got back on the path and everything was great. They had a wonderful time at the party. They loved eating cake. After they played some games, the first child had to go home. How many squares are empty now? Just 1. And how many kids are still at the party? 9. So 1 and 9 makes 10. Good. Now, if we were to continue like this and 1 child went home, 1 at a time, we would get all the way down to where there was just 1 kid left. And then there was 0 kids left at the party. We could count down, but we're good at that. So we're going to skip this part and we're going to go on to another counting story. So I'm going to use these little cubes as my counters when we're reading a couple of stories. If you have something to count with, go ahead and use it. But if not, you can just follow along with me. So we went to a bike shop and we saw 6 blue bikes. Now you could draw blue bikes, but I'm just going to use these cubes to represent my bikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 blue bikes and 3 red bikes. 1, 2, 3. So 6 blue, 3 red. How many bikes did we see at the shop? 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 total bikes we saw at the shop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total. Okay, let's do another one. Me and my dad were looking for baseballs. I found 4 baseballs in the garage. Okay, 4 baseballs in the garage. I'm just going to use these red ones to represent the 4 that were in the garage. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then my dad found 3 more baseballs. So I'm going to use these yellow to show me 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's make sure we did this correct. 4 baseballs in the garage, then 3 more baseballs. How many baseballs did we find? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We found 7 baseballs all together. So, to find the answer to this question, we had to count the baseballs we found in the garage first, and then the extra baseballs that our dad found. And that's how we found 7 total baseballs. All right, let me show you your problem set now. So see all of that work that we did sorting and organizing and arranging objects is paying off now because you're quickly able to count sets and move them around and arrange them. So that's why we work so hard on that in the beginning of the year. Okay, is your problem set. You have 4 questions. Bobby picked 4 red flowers. Then he picked 2 more. How many flowers did Bobby pick? Now, you're probably going to need an adult to help you read these, but I'm sure you've needed that the whole time, right? Then read this story problem and choose how many donuts somebody bought. Read this story problem and choose how many, and then read this story problem and choose how many. So you'll need an adult to help you read that, unless you are a superstar reader already, which some of you might be. All right, that was a fun lesson. We did a lot of counting with story problems, which I think is so much fun. And I love to do this in the classroom with different kinds of tools to count and take out and sort. So if you're at home, you can make up any kind of story problems you would like with your family or your friends at home, and send us a picture of you making some different kind of story problems with something that you have at home. Maybe you like animals and you want to say that you had 3 giraffes at the zoo and then you saw 2 zebras at the zoo. How many total animals did you find? And then send us a picture like that. That would be really, really cool. I would love to see something like that. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.